Alright, guys, rounding out the Alien series with not an Alien movie, but a Ridley Scott movie that I just really wanted to talk about, so I kind of grouped it in with my Alien reviews. The Martian is directed by Ridley Scott and stars Matt Damon as Mark Watney. He's this astronaut who is on a mission to Mars, and he kind of gets stranded during this freak storm, and now he's got to survive on Mars, try and get in touch with NASA, and get home. The Martian. Guys. I'm going to level with you. I'm gonna get in close. If you haven't seen The Martian, you are missing out on one of the most interesting, brutal, and hilarious movies ever made. My god. The Martian is just incredible. This is the movie that gave me hope for Alien Covenant because while Prometheus was great, there are some flaws with it. Some of the characters weren't that good. They didn't all interact like you would expect a crew of people who have been together for a while to. The Martian, part of what makes The Martian so great is in the first few minutes of it, when the team is together, there's banter. They're they're having back and forths. They're talking. They're joking around with each other. They have chemistry as a group, and it's great. There's some really funny dialogue. There's just some really great performances in this movie. There are performances in this movie that I was not expecting to be good and were great. And there were performances in this movie that I didn't even know that the actors were even in the movie. I mean, we got to talk about the standouts because that's my kind of thing. I talk about standout actors. I just realized that I do that a lot. But let's talk about the standout actors. Matt Damon shines as Mark Watney. I think last year at the Golden Something Awards, he got our Best Actor win. So, yeah. Matt Damon shines as Mark Watney. He is great. I read the book of The Martian after I saw the movie, and after I saw the movie and then I read the book, I was like, yeah, Matt Damon did a really good job as Mark Watney. Jessica Chastain was really good as Commander Lewis. I thought Michael Pena had a couple of funny moments. He stood out pretty well. Um, Jeff Daniels is in the movie. He's he did a really actually good dramatic type of performance, which I'm not used to because the only movies I've seen him in are the Dumb and Dumber movies, and apparently he's on this show, The West Wing or something. He's really good on that. It's like an old show; it doesn't go anymore, but I have not seen it, and now I want to because if he's anywhere near as good in that as he is in this, I'm excited. But then again, any performance could be considered good compared to uh, Harry, I think was his character. It was, yeah, because Jim Carrey was Lloyd. But so, yeah, Jeff Daniels did a really good job. This is the movie for me that put Chiwetel Ejiofor on my radar because I had only seen him in a couple things before this. I think I think he was in Love Actually, which I saw, and he. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in. I can't. Nothing really pops to mind at the moment except Love Actually. So that was about it, and he wasn't even really a big character in that movie. So he never really was a big standout actor to me. But then I saw him in The Martian, and he was really good in The Martian, and I just could not believe how incredible, like how much I missed out on him as an actor. And then he was in Doctor Strange, and he was really good in Doctor Strange. And now Chiwetel Ejiofor stands out in my mind as one of the best actors right now. Benedict Wong. I like Benedict Wong. I've liked him in a couple of different movies before I saw him in The Martian. The only one that sticks out to me in my mind right now is Prometheus, just because I just saw Prometheus. And he had a minor role in there, but he did alright. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen him in. I know I've seen him in a couple things before The Martian, but he was really good in this. And honestly, guys, one of the performances that I didn't even know the actor was in the movie that really stood out to me was Donald Glover. I have been a huge fan of Donald Glover for a long, long time. From, like, when he was on Community to when people were campaigning for him to be Spider-Man in The Amazing Spider-Man, which, by the way, that would have been awesome. And he's in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, and they haven't said who he is going to be yet, but there's this really, really interesting moment in the trailer. I'm just going off on a little thing here real quick. Where he's talking to someone, I'm assuming it's Peter, and he says like something about you gotta learn to get better at that part of the job. So is he like a retired superhero or a current superhero that we've just never seen before, and that's why they won't reveal? Is he Miles Morales? No, they wouldn't do that. But is he? No. But anyways, I freaking love Donald Glover. Actually, he's got a stand-up special on Netflix that I would highly recommend because he is hilarious. Not only is he funny, but he's a really good writer. And he's a musician too. I've listened to some of his music. Childish Gambino is his that's his like stage name, I guess is what you would call it. And he's got some pretty good music too. His new album is actually really good. I've listened to quite a few songs off his new album, and it's really good. Anyways, enough praising Donald Glover. Just freaking love Donald Glover, and he was really good in this movie. He had some pretty funny moments. And there was one blooper that actually got worked into the movie with him, and it's really funny. Sean Bean did a really good job. This movie primarily works because of the performances. I'm not even gonna keep talking about like singular performances. I'm just gonna say one of the biggest things about this movie that works are the performances. And another one, just real quick, this is the last performance I'm gonna talk about. Kristen Wiig is in the movie, and she is playing a bit more of a serious, dramatic role than I'm used to seeing from her. Because I'm used to seeing, Bridesmaids, Ghostbusters, that kind of performance from her, Saturday Night Live. So it was different to see her doing a more serious role. Same thing with Jeff Daniels. And I thought that was one of the really cool things about the movie. Another thing that I love about this movie is the story. It's so freaky. It's like Castaway meets Apollo 13, basically. Where, like, you got this one dude who's stuck, and he can't get a hold of anyone. And then he's got to use his resources and ingenuity to try and survive and get back to Earth. And also space and Mars, and everything's going wrong. And there's this one really brutal scene where he has this like piece of an antenna stuck in his abdomen, and he has to pull it out and staple it, and this movie's PG-13, and I have no idea how it got a PG-13, because not only is it kind of brutal and a little gory, especially in that one scene, Ridley Scott loves his gore. I'll say that. He loves his gore. I'm looking at you, Prometheus abortion scene. But also, there's quite a few F-bombs in this movie. Like, I think the limit for a PG-13 movie is like 1 or 2 at the most, and there's like 3 or 4 in this movie. I mean, they do cut away a couple of them. Like, they did a really creative thing where they, right before he said it, he was, he started saying it inside and then it cut to him outside before it, so you couldn't hear it. And also text. But yeah, I guys, this review should have been really short, honestly. If you have not seen The Martian, watch The Martian. It's so great. And I can't recommend it enough. It has humor, it has actual stakes, it has, you know, you're actually intrigued and invested in the characters. I'd say the only negative I have is that there are a couple of characters that you don't really care that much about. And the movie is a bit long. And that's even with them cutting out quite a bit from the book. But either way, I still love The Martian, and I'm gonna give The Martian an A+. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of The Martian, if you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, watch it, and then come back and tell me what you thought about it. Talk to you in the next video, guys. Bye.